Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 6 rounds international welterweight contest. Please welcome your first boxer making his way to the blue corner from Guadalajara, Mexico, Ramiro Garcia Lopez.
Well, I'm back at ringside, and a man walking to ringside is Ramiro Garcia Lopez, who had his first 12 fights out in Mexico, and we all know how tough Mexicans can be. And he's had a couple of good wins recently, a couple of decent stoppages. There's quite a bit of noise about him, so we'll see what that noise is about when his opponent gets into the ring and the first bell goes.
Yeah, he KO'd Hamed Gaz in the Magna Centre in Rotherham. He's 18-1, and he also KO'd 7-0 Mohamed Subhan at the Metrodome in Barnsley. So he's won 2 out of his last 3, he said, Darren.
Well, it seems that he can certainly punch, and we're just waiting for his opponent to be ready.
And please welcome to the ring his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, from Falaraki, Greece, it's Efstathios Antonas, the Greek god.
And here comes Staffy from Greece, from Falaraki to be precise. I had a chat to him earlier on, and he was big smiles on his face, and he was telling me about business back at home in Greece and jet skis, and it sounded like paradise. I said, what are you doing in Bolton? It's all grey and rainy. But I'll tell you why he's doing here, because he loves his boxing. He isn't selling loads of tickets, Lee. He's here because he loves what he does. And these are the sort of fights when you get fighters like that, which make it exciting, aren't they?
Yeah, I was a bit like that myself, Darren. 21 pro fights, and I did it. I didn't really do it for the money, but just for the sake of fighting. So I understand it completely. He's in his 13th professional outing tonight, the Greek god. With Dave Fitzgerald in his corner, Scott Fitzgerald's father, and Preston. Seen him a few times, gives his all, and he dares to put a show on for the fans.
I'll tell you what, with that music, I could be anywhere. I could be in Falaraki myself.
Where would we go? Looking forward to this one, Darren.
Yeah, the atmosphere has just changed, which is great.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is a 3-minute rounds international welterweight contest.
Really.
Brought to you courtesy of Steve Wood for VIP Promotions. Your referee for this contest is A-star referee Mark Lyson and your timekeeper Chris O'Connor. Introducing first, boxing out of your blue corner, he wears the black shorts. Official weight 10 stone, 5 pounds, 4 ounces. From 22 professional contests, he brings 8 victories. 7 of his 8 wins come by way of knockout. From Guadalajara, Mexico, El Jura, Ramiro Garcia Lopez. And opposing him across the ring, boxing out of your red corner, who wears the blue and gold shorts, official weight 10 stone, 7 pounds, 6 ounces. He brings a professional record of 7 victories, 3 defeats, 2 draws, 2 wins coming by way of knockout. From Falaraki, Greece, it's Efstathios Antonas, the Greek god. 6 3-minute rounds.
Referee for this one, A-star Mark Lyson of Liverpool.
Top referee is Mark Lyson. We'd have seen him in some huge fights, some Wembley stadiums and all that stuff. Another man who really loves his boxing like you lot do. At home watching via Boxing News.
Seconds out, round 1.
And via VIP promotions as well. The man from Greece, Staffy, is straight to business on that jab.
Nice and sharp, nice and long. Lopez just having a little look.
Lopez just biding his time. Staffy Antonas is just trying to gauge that distance. Throws that double jab nicely, keeping himself just outside of a danger zone, which is where you need to be when you're in there with a Mexican.
Very much like the last fight, Darren. Nice long guard, hand back to the face, elbows by the side. Very much like Billy Hervey.
I'm a big fan of the basics.
Me too.
Speaking to former world champion Barry Jones just a few weeks ago, and he said, you know what I love, Darren? He said, I love when fighters fight with their hands up. Is it too much to ask, Lee?
No, I command that of all my boxers. Most of them don't follow it though. When you lie on the floor looking at the ceiling, you should know better.
Antonas is the man who's on the front foot, that's for sure, and Ramiro Garcia Lopez from Guadalajara in Mexico, which might sound familiar. Canelo Alvarez fought in Guadalajara not that long ago. Was it last year? I think it was, and that big homecoming fight, that's where he's from. Obviously a good boxing place in that beautiful country. Antonas now just trying to take hold of that centre of the ring, and both of them just going through the motions. Nobody really committing yet, Lee.
No, Antonas lovely off that jab. He's winning the first round on jab only. You know, did Barry Jones say a good jab wins a fight? Well, a good jab can win a fight.
It certainly can.
He's mixing between a single, a double. Occasionally he's throwing that right hand over. Got Lopez not really throwing much, just having a little look.
Garcia Lopez just looks like he's starting to test that lead hook out, which is landed on the right glove of Staffy Antonas, the man from Faliraki. Well, it was a bit of a sparring session, was that opening round, Lee? Not exactly bundles for us to get our teeth into. It was very much like two gym mates almost, just going through the motions. Hopefully we'll see a bit more in the second round.
Yeah, I agree, Darren, totally. Yeah, just feeling each other out, open to war fireworks in round 2. As I said, Mr. Lopez, Senor Lopez, sorry, didn't really throw much in round 1. And Antonas probably won it on the jab.
Well, we've got 6 rounds, so we've got 5 rounds now, but it's a 6-round fight. So we hope for a bit more action.
I'm sure John Smith can't talk Mexican. I've no doubt Lopez can't understand Scout.
10 seconds, corners.
Corner here.
The Lopez has
Seconds
one of
out.
boxing's veterans.
Round
in the
2.
corner, just nodding along above our commentary position here in Bolton. And Staffy Antonas straight on the front foot. Hopefully going to have a bit more of an active round here as he stands there in the middle of the ring with that big, wide, strong stance of his. And just steps off and pops that jab out.
Yeah, it's come out a little bit more meaningful this round.
Opening rounds can be deceiving sometimes. And sometimes a fight, well, it will go one way or the other. He'll either continue like that, or you get something good out of it. And hopefully we're going to get something good out of this. And so far in the first 45 seconds. There's been a bit more action.
One-two thrown there by Garcia Lopez. I'd like to see him offering a little bit more back. Referee Lyson been pretty much redundant.
I do wonder what referees think sometimes when there's fights when there isn't bundles of action, especially if it's an 8-round, a 10-round fight. It's a long time to just be walking around a ring for, isn't it?
Watching.
And of course, they don't want to be getting involved every 5 seconds, pulling fighters apart. That's the other side of the spectrum.
Well, Darren, that'd be an interesting question to ask referees.
He would. I'm going to stick that in my question bank.
Nice job there by Antonas. Garcia slipping, ducking. It's very consenting there.
Well, Ramiro Garcia Lopez isn't doing a lot at all. He's just practically been on that back foot, just riding the punches as much as he can, defending what he can, popping the odd jab out. Antonas just falling short almost every time he throws that right hand. Lopez just takes enough of a step back for it to not land.
I just let that in. The Mexican's not really done much, so that's 2 rounds in my opinion to Antonas.
Yeah, I think, I do agree with you on that. Again, I mean, the start of the round started a bit better, but it just turned into another bit of a going through the motion session, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we'd like a little bit of action for the fans, VIP, boxing news, we'd like to see a little bit more.
But I've not seen Ramiro Garcia Lopez before. Like I say, he's had a couple of good wins recently, and both of those wins
10
have come
seconds,
by
corners.
stoppage. So maybe out of nowhere he's going to land the shot of all shots.
Seconds out.
I can't see it at the moment.
Round 3.
I've not seen him before either. Maybe that's the plan. He loads the other boxer into a false sense of security and then whips a couple in.
Antonas definitely the busier fighter. Throwing a good 1-2 and then covered up straight afterwards. Lopez not throwing a lot at all. But he must have heard me, Lee, because all of a sudden he started to throw a few shots, and knowing the sort of referee Mark Lyson is, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a word of him to say, come on, we need a bit more action from you.
Yeah, right on cue, he just threw a nice jab and a right hook. First time he thrown a right hook in a fight, bit of a shoulder there by Antonas. Not much snapping in either of the punches though, Darren.
No, it doesn't seem that the shots are too unforgiving. They're just doing enough to, well, I guess just go through the motions and get through the rounds. And the man from Greece is up by a couple of rounds quite comfortably already. Nice 1-2 there from Staffy Antonas. Right hand definitely got through.
It's quite difficult to commentate on fights when there's not much happening, Darren.
No, that's definitely it. And sometimes you just need to let fights breathe, I guess. And many a time they'll just catch light, but I don't see this sort of bout catching light.
Last 10, that's 3. That's another one in the bank on my account. It's the Greek god.
But it was one of those rounds, wasn't it, that if I'd said to you that was the first round of the second round, you would have believed me, because it was pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, all 3 rounds. There's not much change. Certainly from the blue corner, the Mexican's corner, he doesn't seem to want up the pace at all. He's quite content to just plod on, get his money, perhaps fight again next week.
But his nickname, I'll tell you what, he's got a good nickname. Has Ramiro Garcia Lopez. He is El Duro. You know what that means?
No.
The tough one.
He had a few nicknames actually. Rame, L.R.
10 seconds, corners.
I didn't know what he meant, but he didn't have a nickname.
Well, I did see him, but I stuck with El
Seconds
Duro
out.
because I thought, I wonder what that is.
Round 4.
And then I should have picked up on it. Durability, I guess. My Spanish isn't great. I can order a beer. Staffy Antonas, Greek fighter, coming out in the same way he did in the 3 previous rounds, just popping that jab out. Nice tight guard. Going through the motions, changing the different angles, stepping on and off the line. And Garcia Lopez, not necessarily on the back foot, but not really coming forward still.
I think he's just gone into journeyman mode, totally. Just doing enough, Darren. The mid-referee license doesn't call him on, ask him to do a bit more.
Well, he may well get to the point where he feels like he needs to say something. As you said at the start, he's a solid referee. Some of the biggest fights of recent times in the UK. He's been the man in the middle. And if he feels like there's something wrong, 9 times out of 10, you could bet your bottom dollar he'll get involved and say something. Some of you might recognise Staffy Antonas from a fight which he had with Maxi Hughes and gave him a tough time, actually. I don't know if you got to see that one, Lee.
No, I didn't actually. I did look it up. He got stopped off Hughes in September. 6th round.
Yeah, he gave him a pretty hard night's work all the way until the 6th. Bit of a sketchy time for Maxi Hughes it was. And then he ended up stopping Antonas and getting the victory.
I don't think it was trouble Max Hughes on tonight's performance.
I agree with that one. There's a bit of venom in that right hand that he threw. Probably the first one which he's thrown with some genuine intention. Well, the crowd reacted because at last the man from Greece got through with a left hook and a right hand, and by no means was it going to stop Garcia Lopez, but at least it was a shot which was eye-catching enough, Lee, for people to react to it. And we had to get until the end of the fourth round to get to that.
Yeah, it made the crowd a bit shocked. The Centurion John Smith looking after our Mexican friend in the blue corner. John fought in the 90s, early 2000s. He's on most weeks, the southpaw from Liverpool, England international. Went the journeyman route.
10 seconds, corners.
There's just so many great people who make this sport what it is.
Seconds out.
It's such a fantastic community, isn't it?
Round
My job
5.
in particular, getting to go to all these different shows around the country, and you bump into people, you get introduced to people, and these are the people who just keep it going, keep it flowing, aren't they?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a great community. Match out tomorrow on the Manchester Xboxers Christmas do in Cheetham Hill in Manchester. And we're accompanying Michael Brodie tomorrow.
Well, I'm sure that'll be an eventful one, but this hasn't been an eventful one. In the penultimate round now, round 5 scheduled for 6, and Garcia Lopez must have heard what we were saying in between rounds, because he's on the front foot. At least he's on the front foot anyway. Just trying to land that lead hook under the right elbow, but not having too much luck of it at the moment.
You know the punches that are getting thrown in. People can tell, if they're throwing with venom. The punches they're thrown in. Do you think these punches will stop someone, Darren?
No, very unlikely. That was a solid right hand to the body.
Solid noise, solid connection. Like a bang heads or something.
Antonas just had Garcia Lopez in the corner there, but didn't keep him there for too long, and Lopez coming back with at least a few shots now. It's nice to see them fighting in at close range. Some body shots from the Mexican. This is a bit better. We're starting to see a little bit more of what we've come here for, what you've come here for. If you're just joining us, this is our second bout of the evening. Got 5 in total. And Brad Ray tops the bill later on. Be fighting for the light heavyweight Commonwealth silver belt. And he's someone who's never in a boring fight. We know we're going to get action with him, Lee.
Yep. Keep watching. As we look at the two fighters in the corners here, Darren, none of them look totally gassed, to be honest. Ramiro, Garcia Lopez, it's quite important to stairs.
There's no heavy panting or heavy breathing, that's for sure. One more round to go of this. We'll catch a word with the winner, and then we'll move on to our third fight, which will be Harry Martin in his professional debut.
10 seconds, corners. Seconds out for the 6th And final round.
Antonas just trying to control the pace. There's a decent left hook to the body and followed it upstairs, did Garcia Lopez. And then the action stopped. Efstathios Antonas just gets tied up in the middle of the ring trying to get those jabs off.
Good double jab there by Antonas.
You can tell something which Garcia Lopez has drilled over and over and over again is catching that body shot and then returning with a hook upstairs, because like clockwork, isn't it? The way that soon as Antonas goes down to the body, boom, there you go, there it is again, catches it straight over the top.
Drilled a nice left with the body in there as well, went from head to the body. He's giving a bit of a go now as we enter the last, coming to the last minute and 20 seconds. He's looking for that counter left hook all the time, Darren, as well. Instead, a nice uppercut to the body there.
Well, this one is already the best round and about so far. Well, there won't be any more after this. This is the sixth and final. Good right hand there by Antonas.
Someone shouting in Mexican, Spanish there. I don't think it was John Smith. And the last 10, I've got it 6 rounds up. So Antonas, Darren.
I'd agree with you on that. Well, 6 rounds done and dusted, both of them just going through the motions. We ain't going to sit here and tell you that was a fantastic fight, because it really wasn't. But there was a few pockets of some decent punching and some, well, a bit closer in action, leading on each other. That's when it was at its best, but generally it wasn't a great fight.
You know, Darren, you're servants of the sport. You've got it all boxed off. You're not telling lies. That's exactly how it was. It just, you know, there was one guy going for the motions, the other guy just taking it, you know, I'd say taking it easy, really. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and I agree with it. There wasn't 110% given. There was more than a few rounds off, but there we go. That's boxing. Sometimes you get bounced like that, like this, and referee Mark Lyson will get the two of them together in just a moment and announce the winner. Right, looks like they're ready, so we'll hand over to our MC, Mr. Steve Reed.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, your referee Mark Lyson scores the contest 60 points to 54 for your winner, Efstathios Antonas. And your appreciation, please, for Ramiro, Garcia, Lopez.
Well, Staffy, congratulations on the win. It wasn't an all-action fight, just going through the motions, but there are things you were trying to get off in there?
Yeah, it was a tough fight, you know. I just wanted to get back on winning ways, because my last fight I was fighting Maxi Hughes. I got beat, but for me it was so close, and I would like a match with Maxi in the next year, because the next year I hope they will get me a title, you know. I'm ready for that. So, good fight. Congratulations to Ramiro Lopez, good Mexican fighter. First of all, you know, I want to thank my mother, my family, my godmother, my sponsor. They came over here to support me, you know, all the way from Greece. It was a long way. Also, I want to thank all of my sponsors from Faliraki Roads, Greece. Look, I have about 20 sponsors, you know, from Greece. They buy also tickets without coming, so just to support me, you know, and go as far as I can. And yeah, ευχαριστώ πολύ Ρόδος, καλυφιές Φαλιράκη, ευχαριστώ για όλα.
Is the dream to fight in Greece and sell out a little venue, an arena, a little stadium? What is it like? What's the dream? Is that to do something big in Greece?
Well, my dream, but will be for sure like in the next couple of months, maybe 1-2 years, you know, we'll have a big stadium in Faliraki, which about 4,000 people they can fit in, you know. And my dream, me and my coach, I have a coach, Babis from Greece, he's back in Rhodes. Our dream since a kid is just make a big fight, you know, in Faliraki, you know. We can fill the stadium with people and we can defend whatever title I'm gonna win here.
Well,
that's my goal, you know.
Well, it's boxing, it's a mad sport, anything could happen, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people who'd like to go to Greece, especially Faliraki for some boxing, and especially in the summer as well. Congratulations, well done.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.